Hello and welcome to Plus TV Africa. I am Felicity Ezewike with the news on the hour. Following the collapse of the bridge at Moe Junction between Jeba and Mokwa, Niger State, Minister of Power, Works and Housing Babatunde Fashola has advised road users to be patient as efforts are already on to rectify the situation. The bridges are one of the major links between the northern parts of Nigeria and the southern part of the country. The Federal Road Safety Corps FRSC spokesman Mr. Bisi Kazim, who confirmed the development in a conversation with our reporter on Sunday morning, said there were no fatalities or injuries sustained. Mr. Kazim said the Federal Road Safety Corps personnel and other law enforcement agents were on the ground to ease the congestion caused by the collapse. He advised commuters headed for Lagos or Abuja to use the Lokoja route as an alternative. Southwest governors of Osun, Ogun, Oyo, Lagos and Ondo states have declared Tuesday, June 12 a public holiday and work-free to allow residents participate in a lineup of commemorative events planned for the day. In Ondo State, the Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Yemi Olowolabi, in a statement released to journalists, said Governor Rotimi Akeredolu had declared the day to be marked with a town hall assembly at the International Culture and Event Center, the Dome, in the state capital, Akure. For Oyo State, the Commissioner for Information, Culture and Tourism, Toye Aroluku, announced that the holiday was to honor the 25th anniversary of the June 12, 1993 election said to have been won by MKO Abiola. The state government also praised President Muhammadu Buhari for the posthumous award of the Grand Commander of the Federal Republic, GCFR, conferred on him, as well as the declaration of June 12 as the nation's Democracy Day. The Senator Bukola Saraki-led New People's Democratic Party NPDP in the All Progressive Congress APC says it is waiting for President Muhammadu Buhari and the ruling party to call its bluff before it takes a decision on its next line of action. Nominal chairman of the group, Kawu Baraje, said yesterday that the group is committed to remaining within the party, but that it would only do so under acceptable conditions. The NPDP, comprising Saraki, Speaker Yakubu Dogara, at least 2 governors and more than 20 senators, had given an ultimatum to the party and President Buhari to address issues of marginalization and persecution of its members, despite its contributions to the party's victory in the 2015 presidential election. Baraje disclosed that the NPDP will not bend if its conditions are not met, and noted that they would rather join any group where good governance was assured. The group had walked out of the negotiations with the party after the police invited Senator Saraki over involvement in the Offa robbery, an act which the group said was a demonstration of bad faith on the part of the APC. A lone suicide bomber has killed himself in a failed attempt to detonate an improvised explosive device IED in Borno State. Commissioner of Police in the state, Demian Chukwu, in a statement confirming the incident in Maiduguri, said the bomber, who was headed for a huge crowd in the Monday Market General area, panicked when he sighted police and other security agents in the area and detonated the IED. Chukwu said the explosive ordnance device team of the police was quickly deployed to sanitize the area. He assured that more police personnel have been deployed to the area and other flashpoints in the state to forestall any other attempt. And in a related development, the Nigerian army revealed in a tweet that its troops defeated 12 bandits during a covert operation in Kaduna. It tweeted that a serious gunfight took place between its troops and the bandits. The army confirmed that the bandits' operations at Kindandan, Maidaro and Sabonfili villages in Kaduna State have been immobilized. The men of the 1st Division garrison deployed to Dongon Dawa also seized 32 motorcycles, 5 mobile phones, and 9,135 naira from the bandits. It said that this success was a result of a tip-off that the bandits frequented the village market for supplies. The public has been advised to continue to provide reliable and current tips to the security agencies. Unknown gunmen have kidnapped the wife of an appeal court judge, Justice Taintor, of the Enugu Division of the Court of Appeal. She was abducted in Benue State along Katsina-Alazaki Biam Road while heading towards Zaki Biam. Her vehicle was reportedly ambushed, during which she was forcefully taken and driven away to an unknown location. The police in Benue State is yet to give any information as at press time. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has confirmed the seizure of at least 35 containers of tramadol at various ports across the Federation. NAFDAC's Director General, Professor Moji Adeyeye, said that about 9 of the recovered containers were released to NAFDAC by the customs and that all of the seizures have been destroyed. Adeyeye, a professor of pharmacology, also praised the federal government for the recent ban on codeine, which she says destroys brain development in children. She also restated NAFDAC's commitment towards eradicating the illegal distribution and abuse of drugs in the country. The Kogi West Senator, Dino Melaye, appears to have changed his position regarding the posthumous award bestowed on Chief MKO Abiola. He had previously maintained that the federal government in error conferred on the chief the award of the Grand Commander of the Federal Republic, GCFR. At the Senate plenary on Thursday, he had argued that the act states that the award is conferred on Nigerians and that Abiola is no longer a Nigerian as he had passed away. While many Nigerians were unhappy with his comments, Mr. Melaye claims that his words were distorted. The lawmaker said he has always believed in the sanctity of June 12 and had always been one of the voices advocating for Abiola's recognition. Reports say a man was beheaded after he fell off a car and was hit by other vehicles in Durban. Crisis medical first responders said the man, believed to be about 30 years old, was declared dead at the scene on Sunday. Emergency services were called after reports of a pedestrian vehicle accident. At the scene, the paramedics found the badly mutilated remains of the man in the center of the freeway. Police at the scene said there would be investigations into the circumstances of his death. North Korean leader Jong Un is in Singapore in preparation for the Singapore summit with Donald Trump. The summit is set to bring about a de-escalation of the nuclear standoff between the adversaries and could revolutionize the closed, stagnated Asian country. They have been at loggerheads since the 1950s and have never met or even communicated on the phone. When the two leaders meet, it will surely be a change in modern-day history. Italy's new interior minister has refused to allow a rescue vessel carrying over 500 migrants to dock. The boat is now currently stranded in the Mediterranean. Matteo Salvini, who is of the right-wing League, suggested that Malta should accept the vessel, but Malta has rejected the idea. According to the Maltese government, the migrants had been picked up in Libya waters by a German charity, making it Italy's decision to dock the rescue ship. Italy remains the main entrance on the migrant route from North Africa into Europe. However, the right-wing League in Italy had assured voters during the last election that migration will be a key priority for them. The UN Refugee Agency in Italy has called on external state members to get involved in finding a solution to the issue. Vladimir Putin says he eagerly awaits the G7 summit to hold in Washington, even as he also shares President Donald Trump's sentiment that Russia should once again be readmitted into the G7 group. However, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau insists that including Russia back into the G7 is not ranked high on their priority at this time. Putin had categorically stated that Russia will be ready to greet them all in Moscow. 2 men have become the latest victims of growing hysteria in India over WhatsApp rumors of child kidnappers, which have led to protests by students of Guwahati. Indian police say the 2 men, an audio engineer, Nilotpal Das, and a digital artist, Abhijit Nath, were visiting a village in northeastern Assam state when they were attacked and beaten to death by a mob while asking for directions. Senior police official Mukesh Agarwal told journalists that the rumors of child kidnapping, which had already led to 6 deaths in the last month, are proving hard to debunk, but that the police is keeping a watchful eye to curtail further spread. Although India has witnessed sporadic incidents of mob justice in the past, it is unclear or even when these latest rumors started. 16 people have been arrested in connection with this latest killing. And in business, premium motor spirit, also known as petrol, will sell for a minimum of 205 naira per litre if the federal government succumbs to pressure to completely deregulate the downstream sector of the market today. This much can be deduced from a document recently released by the Petroleum Product Pricing Regulatory Agency, PPPRA. According to the document, which also shows the performance of the subsector in the first quarter of the year, there was an all-time high in the landing cost of PMS. It rose from 189 naira per litre in April 25, 2018 to an 8.47% increase at 205 naira by May 16 this year. Luckily, this trend, which was experienced between May 10 and May 16, did not have a direct effect on the actual cost of PMS sold to motorists, as the product is still sold at 145 naira per litre. Tokunbo is up next with entertainment news. A Nigerian reggae legend has died. He will bring you details.
In entertainment, a former teen actor, songwriter and singer Jackson Odell has been reported dead. He died on Friday in San Fernando Valley in Los Angeles, California. He was found unresponsive in a sober living home. Jackson began his acting career at age 12 and starred in several TV shows such as iCarly, Arrested Development, Modern Family, amongst many others. Nigerian singer Inyanya took to Instagram this morning to reveal things that a lot of his fans have been questioning for a while now. The only thing is he didn't have to be asked to answer, as he said he was in the mood to share some information before dropping his new song. Inyanya revealed when he left MMMG he needed to be happy and wanted peace, so he signed off the whole company to Ubi Franklin. He further disclosed his relationship with Mavin Records, confirming that he never signed any deal with Mavin Records, owned by Don Jazzy. He said it was Don Jazzy who asked him to tag along with the team, pending when he sets up anything. We don't know what got Inyanya to shake tables this morning, but it sure went a long way answering the questions of the fans. Don Jazzy has constantly been the center of trolls for not being in a relationship, let alone get married and have a family of his own. This has his mom jumping on the bandwagon of his constant trollers when she asked him to show the world that he's not impotent. She said this regarding a meme that surfaced on social media this morning that had her son, Don Jazzy, in the picture. Don Jazzy even reposted the hilarious meme on his social media platform, showing he couldn't be bothered by the meme that some other artists would have taken more seriously. In what many thought would be a clash of the titans on the Ghana meets Niger 2018 concert stage, where Wizkid was billed to perform, with the exclusion of his somewhat sworn enemy, Shatta Wale. Wizkid surprised everyone by inviting the dancehall king, Shatta Wale, on stage. Shatta Wale wasn't billed to perform at the concert, and fans had speculated that he was excluded from the show because that was part of Wizkid's terms to perform. It will be recalled that not too long ago, Shatta Wale, in an interview without equivocation, had made reference to Wizkid as overrated and not deserving of being called a superstar. Wizkid never commented on the matter, but this led to a social media war between the fans of Wizkid and Shatta Wale. Wizkid, during his performance last night, paused and invited Shatta Wale on stage, and they shared a hug. Even though Shatta Wale wasn't billed to perform, this came as a surprise to the fans present at the concert, as they became enthusiastic, screamed, stood on their chairs, pulled out their phones just to capture the moment they never thought would come soon. Over time, the Ghana meets Niger stage has been dubbed the biggest platform for artists notable in both countries to share a stage and thrill their fans. One of the veterans of reggae music in Nigeria, Ras Kimono, has been confirmed dead. According to reports, he was supposed to travel to America on Saturday when he suddenly complained of not feeling too well. He was rushed to a hospital in Ikeja and later to Lagoon Hospital on the island. His death was confirmed by industry colleagues Sir Shino Peters and Tony Okoroji. That's it on entertainment. Join us on Tea Time for more juicy stories. Up next is Udoka with the sports news.
Welcome to Sport Update on Plus TV Africa. I am Udoka Njoku. In 3 days, it will be the big kickoff. The Russia 2018 World Cup will be upon us, and we are expecting the best from our darling Super Eagles of Nigeria and other countries representing Africa. Well, starting off with our updates this afternoon, looking at the local scene. In the Nigerian Professional Football League, matches were played over the weekend, and Lobi Stars still remain top of the log, even after they slipped to a 1-0 loss away from home to Go Round FC. Heartland had their woes compounded as they lost to Enugu Rangers 1-0 and are still rooted bottom of the table. Junior locals have put the heartbreak of not being included in the Russia-bound Super Eagles team aside and scored the equalizer for his club, Kano Pillars, against Rivers United in that 1-0 draw. Elsewhere, it was Kwara United who got the better of FC Ifeanyi and Niger Tornadoes were 1-0 winners over Wiki Tourist. Akwa United, with 10 men, got a vital win away from home against the Yobe Desert Stars to reduce the gap between them and the leaders Lobi Stars. Enyimba got the better of Katsina United 2-0. Sunshine Stars had two of their new signings start the game against Nasarawa United, and it ended in a win for them as Jide Fatokun and Sikiru Alimi got the vital goals to take them to 28 points. And Plateau United dropped points at home to Abia Warriors, and the game ended 2 goals apiece. Moving on from there, let's talk about female football. The Super Falcons of Nigeria will not underrate the Queen Scorpions of Gambia in their return leg of the African Women's Cup of Nations qualifier at the Agege Stadium, Lagos. Amarachi Okoronkwo's strike in the first leg is what separates both teams. And one of the defenders of the Super Falcons, Onome Ebi, who returned to the team from an injury layoff, said she is happy about the first leg win and went on to say that the Falcons will not underrate the Queen Scorpions, knowing how tough it was to get that win. The game goes down by 4 p.m. later today at the Agege Stadium. In Formula One, Ferrari's Sebastian Vettel won the Canadian Grand Prix and is now in the lead on the World Championship log. And Lewis Hamilton came into the race on top of the log, leading by 14 points. But after the win by Sebastian Vettel, Hamilton goes to second position, 1 point behind Sebastian Vettel. And at the end of the race, Lewis Hamilton's teammate Valtteri Bottas came second, and Red Bull's Max Verstappen finished the race in third position. And the next race is on the 24th of June, and it is the French Grand Prix. And in boxing, Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King, as he likes to be called, made his return to the boxing ring after 32 months hiatus with a victory over Sefa Safari, who pulled out of the contest after 4 rounds at the Manchester Arena. And Tyson Fury is bound to have his next fight on the 18th of August against a stiffer opponent. And meanwhile, he has been ordered to lose more pounds and brace himself for a real heavyweight opponent in Belfast this summer. And the fight against Safari ended Fury's long absence from the scene, 924 days of inactivity following his big win over Vladimir Klitschko to land himself the WBA, IBF, and WBO world titles. Well, and that's it for Sport Update on Plus TV. For more news, do visit our website, plustvafrica.com. I am Udoka Njoku.